I, the fourth Princess of Edenbella, was 14 years old, and it was winter. I was falsely accused of attempting to kill my younger sister, who was worshipped as a saintess. There was not a single person who believed in me, nor was there a person who stood up for me, not even my blood-related family. No one could take their eyes off her radiant smile. And when she spoke, everyone listened to her every word with bated breath. Her eyes were the color of gold, perfect appearance, and kind disposition. All the people adored her. I had raven black hair, dull green eyes. We were completely different, but I still cherished her very much. Our difference did not change the fact that we are one family. God! Why did this crow stick to Princess Marianne? Although I was also a full-fledged princess, I was always treated with disdain, even when people compared me to Marianne and gossiped about it. Sometimes I was sad, but I tried not to show my sadness to anyone. I said, laughing, that everything was fine. I loved my sister with all my heart and soul, but that's in the past. Everything changed when I was accused of poisoning. The weather is so wonderful today. How wonderful that you invited me, dear sister. The spring flowers are just amazing, just like you said. I thought it would be sad to admire them alone. You're right, Marianne answered me. Besides, I got a great tea as a gift, and we... Together! No! I'm watching my little sister get sick. Marianne! Everyone started judging me and hating me even more. No, well, who could have imagined that this crow would do something like that? Yes, just looking at her, it becomes obvious that she is jealous of Princess Marianne. The atmosphere between them was always gloomy. Even though she is Marianne's half-sister, envy has blinded her. It's a shame for the whole empire. How long have I slept? I was locked in a dark, damp, lonely cell in a dungeon. Not a single ray of sunlight can penetrate here. And I'm so hungry. Food! A glass of water and a piece of bread that are brought only once a day. That's all I got. In the pitch dark and loneliness, I had no choice but to drag out my meaningless existence on the cold floor of this cell, waiting for what they would do to me. There was no news from the family. At that moment I was thinking, what if I spend the rest of my life here? But I consoled myself that the false accusation would be dropped, because I know that I did not kill my sister. I believe that how many will definitely release me. I don't even know what's wrong with Mary. I hope she's okay. The guards came and told me, "Come out." I went out and was led around the palace. The sunlight, how warm it is, how beautiful everything is. Ah, how I adore it. But everyone looked at me with contempt. I was pushed to the floor and ordered to raise my head. Brothers, sister, father, Marianne, Marie, where is she? And I saw my sister. She's alive. How relieved I was that my sister was alive, thank God. And then I was sentenced for the attempted murder of Marianne, the fifth princess. I was sentenced to death. I was in despair to hear this. It was terrible. Here was the first Prince Lycaeus, the second Prince Elsis, the third Princess Adelina, the sixth Prince Lelus, as well as my beloved sister Marianne. Imperator Iulis asked me if I would confess to my crime. Did I ask about my crime? Are you pretending that you don't understand anything? You tried to kill your younger sister Marianne because you were jealous of her. I didn't know what to answer because I didn't want to kill anyone and loved my sister very much. Everyone was against me and wanted me to admit my guilt. But I wasn't guilty and didn't know how to prove it to them. Everyone kept telling me to admit that I killed Marianne. I begged to be believed, but no one wanted to hear me. Rebecca was called into the hall, and she said that she saw everything. She saw how that day I poured some white powder when we were drinking tea with Marianne. I was desperate and didn't know what to say, and she kept saying that she saw it with her peripheral vision and thought it was sugar. She couldn't imagine the emperor said that I heard what the witness said, and added that the remnants of poison were found in the closet of my room, and it was the poison that was in Marianne's cup. It can't be. I'm seeing this bottle for the first time. I didn't know how to convince them. I swore that I was seeing this bottle for the first time and I wasn't trying to kill Marianne. I begged my brother to believe that I didn't do it. I asked him to believe me, brother. Believe me, please. He bent down and knelt in front of me. I kept asking brother. I was all in tears, but he said that I was a vile girl and had gone mad. He was disgusted to look at me. My brother turned to my father and said that there was no need to listen to me anymore, that I was a shameless murderer, and I refused to repent of my crime and wanted to be executed. Execution? I exclaimed. No, I don't want to die like that. I tried to find support, at least from someone. Marianne said I looked at my sister. She left. She was scared, and I cried even more. I was on my knees all alone and crying. I didn't know what to do. The execution will take place in 4 days. I was forbidden to give anything but dirty water. A place of execution was prepared for me. Everyone was sitting drinking wine, looking at me with contempt, and no one believed me. They took me by the hair and put a burning pike to my eyes. "Ahai!" I screamed. But despite the burning pain in my eyes, I didn't close them for a second. No one believed me. No one listened to me. It was all in vain. "Goddess Selena, goddess of empire, moon and revenge, won't you give me a chance to avenge this injustice? If that's the case, then I want to die soon, and please don't let me be reborn as a human again. Not to love anyone, and not to be devoted, it's better to live life as an unremarkable creature. I beg you. My prayers were not destined to come true. My new mother and brother are very much waiting for my appearance. My mother says that I will be born in a few months, but my brother really wants to see me as soon as possible. Be born as soon as possible, my dear younger sister," he asked. "Everyone in this world will definitely love you." I refused to believe in God. I didn't want to be reborn as a human. I prayed so much about it. Everyone started paying a lot of attention to me and admiring me. Everyone took care of me. I was a new princess, and my name is Aisha. I am the first princess of the Elmir Empire, and our empire has been at war with the Edenbella Empire for a long time. I had a dissatisfied look. "It seems you are dissatisfied with something," you asked me. "Crow Prince of the Elmir Empire, Isis de Elmir." My brother asked the nanny, "Is our Aisha still beautiful?" Everyone liked me very much. I had blue eyes and soft hair like clouds. Too much attention to a child who is only 10 years old. I could only dream of such love and care when I was a princess of "You're such a sweet little sister," he admired me. "How annoying he is. I wanted him to leave me alone." My brother thought I was very shy, but he wanted to be friends with me and came up with something. "Do you want me to tell you a secret? In fact, I've been wanting to have a little sister for a long time, but Mom was often sick, so it was very dangerous to give birth to you. And then 2 years ago, she died. At first it was hard and painful, but then the Empress Iris came and you were born. You became my new family, so I'm really very happy. Thank you, Aisha. I was surprised how everyone treated me, especially my new brother. The next day he came to me again first with Empress Iris. she was pleased to see how my brother takes care of me. Emperor of the Elmir Empire, Tyrion the Elmir, an incomparable war hero who conquered neighboring countries and paved the so-called path of glory, leading all the roads to the empire. The world-famous Emperor of the Empire Elmir, famous for his excellent governance and diplomacy. It is said that he scattered gold coins to the common people and made dedications to the gods, forgave prisoners and distributed bread to the poor when I was born. He was the ray of hope of the empire and my father in this life. Being known on the continent as the cold-blooded emperor, only the residents of the imperial palace knew that when he was with his family, he became a good-natured and affectionate person. An infinitely caring father is next to me, a beautiful and loving mother who sings a lullaby to me every night, and a brother whispering to me every day how precious I am. It was my new family that did not allow me to doubt their love for me. However, because of these words, the memories of the past haunt me even more. I remember how the guard told Princess Marianne that it was dangerous to approach me and be alone with me. But Marianne wanted to talk to me for the last time. I heard sounds and thought it wasn't lunchtime. Who needed to come to me? "Sister?" Marianne said. And she started laughing at me, saying that it was the best and funny to look at me, and it was not for nothing that she came here. She came to see how pathetic I became before my execution. It amused her very much, and she began to remember how she appeared in the palace. It was 3 years ago, the day when she officially entered the imperial palace, being the daughter of a simple maid picked up from the street. Marianne was recognized as the legitimate child of the imperial family thanks to my golden eyes. And even entering the palace, to be honest, was a little pathetic. Marianne was 10 years old then. How many years have passed? "You've always been kind to me," she said, and asked if I wanted to get out of prison. "Of course I want to," I answered. But Marianne was viciously opposed to me. Everyone loved her, and she was proud of it. "Anyway, it was nice to see you. We'll meet at the execution," she said, smiling. "My brothers, sisters and mother, with whom we grew up together, they abandoned and turned away from me. None of them believed me. Aisha, Aisha, my sweet sister, my precious sister. Enough, enough. I wanted to scream and cry. My only sister," he continued. The more he called me that, the more I plunged into painful memories. No matter what kind words they said, I can't believe them. I can't fall in love with them. I decided not to show either joy or grief, so that no one could fall in love with me. So that no one would find me and everyone would quietly forget about me and disappear. "But, Aisha, everyone in this world loves you. I will always protect you. Our Aisha. Do you think these words make me feel better? Wow, how beautiful you are with this hairstyle. You are even more charming, and who said that angels do not exist? This is me a year after I was born. Everyone was waiting for me to start talking. Everyone in the palace thinks that I am kind and sweet, but they are discussing when I will speak. The princess has grown so much lately, and I will definitely talk soon." They discussed, of course. "You have inherited the blood of His Majesty the Emperor and Her Majesty the Empress." These conversations are because I don't express my emotions, and I didn't say a word. I didn't even say simple words like Mom and Dad. Actually, I can talk right now if I want to, but for some reason I'm afraid to do it. Everyone comforted me. Thank them for that. I see the light. Only I can see this light. These are the spirits that have been with me since the day I was reborn. I was reborn with a rare gift to see the spirits of light. People like me are called wizards. It is an ability that allows you to see spirits as material objects. It is very useless considering that I have no desire to live, but nevertheless, talking to them comforted me. I can talk whenever I want. But I see my memories from my past life, and they constantly come back to me. I'm afraid that no one will believe me again. This fear does not leave me. Mom hopes that I will start talking soon, and she will wait as long as it takes. My mum loved spending time with me walking around the palace. It's my birthday soon, and the palace was discussing what gifts they would give me. Last time, Isis gave me a bear that he hunted himself, and he was only 12 at the time too. Mom and Dad discussed that I was the light of their empire. They pinned a lot of hopes on me, and everyone was glad to see me. Mom offered the emperor to take me in his arms, but he was afraid that I was small and did not want to hurt me if he touched me. I've heard that I'm smaller than other children, but that doesn't mean I'm as fragile as glassware. My mother showed me to my father, and they admired me again and again. My father took me in his arms and was happy. He held me in his arms and enjoyed every minute of life. He and Mom loved me. They decided to make a banquet in honor of my birthday. People will be happy to know that I'm already a year old and I am growing healthy. Mom was wondering if everything would be fine at the banquet, because I'm shy. The banquet in honor of my birthday sounded interesting. The emperor wanted to hold a banquet for 1 month. You're kidding, my mother exclaimed. If the banquet lasts a month, the expenses will be very large. It's my beautiful daughter's birthday, the emperor said, so money does not matter. Isis also supported my idea. We will arrange the most luxurious banquet. A whole month? It's too long. I am categorically against it. It's going to be so tiring. I don't like it at all. And the Empress will not agree. In fact, Empress Iris was in a low state shortly after entering the palace. Empress Thetis, who died of weakness, was from a princess. It also helped that her people were still scattered throughout the imperial palace. Considering that the position of the imperial family who did not inherit the throne is determined by the power. Her anxiety towards it would not have been the only thing, but like breaking it. The emperor declared a banquet for me for a month or so, to let everyone know that he loves me, and all the people of the imperial palace love me, and invite mother and father too. Really? Of course. I'll find someone. The Empress's maternal family, the Russell family, is a family of Marquis guarding the border to the north. Because the Marquis of Russell seldom come to the capital, it was suggested that the Empress noticed her longing for her mother-in-law. If my birthday banquet is held for a long time, even as an Empress, there is an excuse to be able to see my parents for a long time. It's so different from my previous parents. My mother, who gave birth to me with her own belly, was indifferent to me. All that mattered to my father was his successor, Rakias. Only one exception, except for Princess Marianne. I remembered the past again and began to worry and cry. Why, Aisha? Where are you uncomfortable? Mom came running to me and calmed me down. A face with a caring heart. Are you okay now? Your complexion has improved. Mom and Dad are next to me and won't let me be offended, so I fell asleep. Sleep well, our baby, in the front yard and back garden birds and baby sheep. All are sleeping. It got dark. It seems that I fell asleep quickly to the melody and warmth of the Empress. I hate the dark. Guys, the light came to me. If you weren't there, I wouldn't be able to live a new life. And? The room became very bright, and the window opened from the wind. What? What is it? I see him. I do not know what to do. I look at him. What? So is it true that you can see spirits? He asked. Does he know I can see spirits? But I like him. No, how did he get here? Should I cry for someone to come, or should I keep quiet? What can I do in the body of a baby? He calmed me down and said what a funny child I was. I saw fairies who greeted the king. Wait, the king? Come to think of it, this person has been talking to me only with Will until now. I must have come too early. Come on, you can forget about today. He touched me. I was very surprised. Wait, how suddenly I wanted to sleep, and I fell asleep instantly. The next day came. Oh my, your majesty, are you awake? Good morning. It seems that you slept well without waking up once since yesterday. Did you have a good dream? I think I saw the full moon. It's probably because of the mood. I have a new job these days. That's right. Aisha, here it is. It is to practice walking in front of the Empress. I'm a bit nauseous about other things, but for this walking practice, I put all my heart and soul into it. It's just a feeling, 1, 2, 1, 2. But every time I can take one more step, I feel like I'm feeling a little more free. The maximum number of steps I've taken so far is 3 steps. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I was born a little small, probably because I resemble the Empress. So it is very difficult for me to walk because my legs are still not fully strong. I went to my mom and everyone cheered me on. Well done, keep it up. Mom is very close. When I saw the Empress, who continued to spread her arms toward me without getting tired, suddenly memories of the past came to mind. My old mother, Empress Edenberg. Has she ever hugged me warmly? Looking back on my memory, I think it happened a few times. Mom? I exclaimed, you should be quiet. It was just a political act to create a sense of unity in public. Nevertheless, my mother's arms were very warm and I was happy. I kept walking. I took only 3 steps and my legs were shaking. Princess, are you okay? They asked. However, I think I can walk more this time. A little bit. Whoa! Let's go a little further. I tried to go as far as possible, and everyone encouraged me. Your Majesty, the princess be strong! Almost everyone is here! I wanted to reach my mom, but I stumbled and fell. Are you okay? A little further, and it was your footsteps. I'm sorry. You did very well, though. Princess. Oh my, Aisha! Are you okay? Everyone started to cheer me up that I was already well done. I almost reached the end and thought that I would not go any further, but I want to reach my mother. I got up and went to my mother. I will not back down for anything. A little more, a little more. If I keep walking like this. Can I be hugged in your arms without hesitation someday? Iris! Mother! Father! Come slowly! Don't fall! The Empress is still like a child. Iris's father asked, How have you been? Well, how good is your Majesty the Emperor? Mom's parents wanted to see me. Everyone thought I was cute and charming. I was a little embarrassed, but I completely agreed with them. They said that I looked like my mom as a child. Standing in front of her parents, the Empress still looks like an innocent child. Oh, Mother, Father. Iris began to wonder how things were going in the north. How have you been these days? How is the north? Northern? You mean Edenberg? They said nothing and offered to enter the palace. Iris started to worry that something had happened, but her father calmed her down by saying that nothing. I just wanted to be careful outside the story of the Edenberg. Nothing really different. After the peace agreement, it's quiet and nothing special. It is a situation where you are only limiting yourself. Mum's father said that strange news had reached him. An ambassador from Edenberg would come to congratulate me. I was excited. An ambassador from Edinburgh come to congratulate me. I felt that no one wanted to see them here, and I was very surprised and excited to hear this. But who is it among the imperial family? I started crying, and everyone started calming me down and thinking that it was because of the talk about Edinburgh. It's because you raise your voice for nothing. How sensitive children are! Mom's father was making excuses. No, no. Then why do you hit me? It's okay, Aisha. Mom is here. Grandpa won't scold you. I started crying and turned away from my grandfather. Ugh! I'm sorry, Aisha. After all, it's all because of the Edinburgh. Right? That's right. All the people of Edinburgh are terrible. Aisha says she doesn't like Edinburgh. I kept crying. I hate Edinburgh. Mom took me in her arms and tried to comfort me in every possible way. She wanted to cheer me up. And remembering about Edinburgh, I was bitter and a little ashamed that I was behaving like this. My father and brother came into the room. They wanted to see me. My mother asked them to sit down and thanked my father and brother that they love me very much. My brother promised to take care of me, but I can't get used to him being my new brother. My brother said he was preparing a new gift for my birthday, and it would be a surprise for me. He is sure that I will like the new gift. There's nothing I can do. I'll wait for my birthday. In the yard, they started talking about my future birthday. It's really surprising that the princess's birthday banquet has been held for a month. Isn't this all because His Majesty? The king loves Princess so much. Sure, Her Majesty. The Empress Iris loves Her Majesty, the Prince Aisha. A lot. Not long ago he gave her a bearskin. He caught himself. It's amazing. Who will tell you about the princess? I'm so curious, above all. Which one do you think she resembles more, the Emperor or His Majesty? The Empress. Are you ready, Empress Iris? Oh, Your Majesty, Empress Iris. Your Majesty, Princess Aisha. You are so beautiful. Everyone admired my mum. Finally, the first day of the birthday banquet. I decided to show my happy face only today, so everyone is in a state of excitement. My lovely daughter is still pretty today. Was it a tiara with lightning magic? It's not heavy. Mum took me to the window, and I saw how beautifully the city was decorated in honor of my birthday. Everyone arranged such a great celebration in honor of my birthday. Because everyone loves me, they all said how cute, beautiful I am, and that I am the best. My brother congratulated me on my birthday and asked me to be with him for a long time in the future too. Iris, is it okay if I carry Aisha to the banquet hall? Okay, but you have to be careful not to miss her. I was carried to the banquet hall. I heard music playing outside the door. We were standing at the door, and I felt awkward and convinced myself that everything would be fine. My brother asked me to smile, and Mom wanted me to be the happiest. My brother told me, because this banquet is held for you and everyone is here. Laughing will relieve tension. So let's laugh with me. Okay, that's all I can do. Don't be nervous, and I smiled. Her Majesty, Empress Iris de Elimir, His Majesty, Crown Prince Isis de Elmir, and Her Majesty, Princess Aisha de Elmir, please. Her Majesty, Princess Aisha de Elmir, please. I was sitting in my brother's arms and looked with surprise at these beautiful people. My father came up to us and our family was assembled. The father began to make a solemn speech. Thanks, everyone. Came to the party today to celebrate the birthday of Aisha, my first princess. The 1-month-long party will be held for Aisha only, so everyone enjoys it. And congratulations, my daughter's first birthday. The guests couldn't wait for me to be brought down to them closer so they could see me. I was carried closer to the guests, and they saw me. What should I do? No different from angels. Oh my God. Moreover, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince is holding the hand of the princess himself. Really can't help but look at those adorable looks. I closed my eyes. Too many people. My brother did not want to give me away. I am his sister, and he wanted to hold me in his arms, but he had to hand me over to his father. He said he couldn't hug because he was afraid he would break. Mom was delighted. The party was in order. Holy water taken from the shrine of the God of Light was sprinkled on my head. The divine power of light and my soul seems good. So much fun. Immediately afterwards, the nobles held precious gifts and offered them in order of title. Princess Aisha. Really congrats, after all. Everyone was blinded by my light. There are so many nobles from the capital. Now it's time to watch the dancers dance. Well, let's move on to the next part. It's the Edenberg Empire's emissary's turn. I was very excited and scared by the one who came to me. Maybe it's someone I know. Is it Blue, Brother Rakias? I was surprised it was him. Come to think of it, blue eyes are the mark of a witch of the Edenberg Empire. If Elmir is the empire of knights, then Edenberg is the empire of witches. Arisen trained at the Wizarding Tower trained in Edenberg, the eldest son of a duke who received the title of youngest wise man. And also my best friend. Before I died, I was 14 and Arisen was 17. I have been dead for 2 years, so now I am 19 years old. Aisha, are you okay? Are you tired? Mom started to worry about me. The representative who gave me the gift was Arisen. Your position seems to be much larger. No, I'm too worried. I have to stop crying. With the meaning of happy birthday to the princess, the Edenberg Empire prepared the most advanced magic stone. It has protection magic and water magic inside, so it will protect the wearer. He gave me a precious stone, and it's time for the next gift. It is the Crown Prince Isis de Elmir. I have heard what you mean. You said you wanted to fulfill the oath of a knight. Yes, father, you want to make a knight's oath to Aisha, right? Yes, father. What? Does my brother give me a knightly oath? Knight's oath. When the knight took this oath, if it was to protect the one who took the oath, not just all my beliefs and honors. He is also willing to give his life for that person. But why did he swear to me? I don't like it. It's too pressure. I don't know when people's hearts will change. Don't know when I will be betrayed. I started crying again, and my brother started to calm me down. Aisha, you told me before, didn't you? No matter where or when, I will protect you. You are my miracle, my wish, and you are mine. I will try to be stronger in the future. I will keep you safe. So please follow me. I was confused and didn't know how to behave. My father put a sword to my brother's head and said, "Then we will take the oath. This is glory, and this is faith, and this is strength. Do you swear to give all your glory, faith, and strength to your sister?" "I swear. I will give her everything." Everyone present in the hall was very happy to hear my brother's oath. His Highnesses the Crown Prince Isis, Her Highnesses Princess Aisha, His Highnesses the Crown Prince Isis. I thought maybe all my misfortunes are over. Emperor's warmth and mother's love, and Isis's smile. Maybe I'll be happy too. My father offered my mother to put me to bed, and my mother agreed, and my brother wanted to carry me, but they remembered about the fireworks. It's good here. There are no people, but it is also very clear to see. Aisha, you still haven't seen fireworks, right? It will boom in the sky like this, and then it will boom and give off a beautiful iridescent light. It's magic. I thought, in Elmir it is not common to see magicians. It can be felt that the Emperor has put a lot of effort into this party. "Aisha, looks like it started," my brother exclaimed, and the fireworks began. It was a very fascinating and magical sight. That firework is blue, representing that Elmir. Somehow I feel like I can speak right now. I thought Isis wouldn't be able to hear me, so I tried to say his name. "Did you hear it? Maybe I should speak a little faster. Why is it so quiet all of a sudden? Hey." My brother heard something and asked, "Did you just call me? Just now you called me Isis, right? Being called your name once makes you so happy that you can't help but cry, huh? Why do you love me unconditionally?" Iris ran to Mom and Dad to tell them about me and excited them. He told me that I said his name and was very happy. "Can I talk now, Mom?" My brother ran up to me so that I would call him by his name again. He asked me to call him by his first name again, and Dad too. They were very happy. I began to realize that this is my real family. Crown Prince Isis and Princess Aisha. My older brother Lakias was looking at us, and his teacher came up to him and asked him what he was looking at so intently. The teacher said, "The royals are in turmoil, yet they looked so peaceful. It's shameful." Lakias exclaimed, "Master, if anyone could hear, if you can hear it, what can you do? This place is the center of the empire, and there's nothing wrong with what I say. I am old and not afraid of death. The crime of defaming the royal family is a very serious crime." But the master clenched his hand into a fist. Suddenly, Arison decided to ask the teacher what happened to Elise. Elisa still don't understand why Eliza had to die. If I had known in advance, I would have done anything to stop it. But when I found out, every time I wake up, I keep seeing Elisa's visions all the time, her smile. It's still clearly visible in front of my eyes. I cannot forgive them. Calm down, Arisen. Kia. Calm. We'll investigate Elisa's death. I will investigate and find out the truth. Just do as you say. I will help you, the master promised. Thank you, master. Kid, if you want to thank me, do better every day, and every day you must come to squeeze my shoulder. That child's name was Aisha de Elmir. Thanks to that, I had a stronger determination. Thanks. 6 years later, I had grown up and could talk and even read. I was sitting in the garden and my brother came up to me and asked me what I was reading. Books on historical principles of ancient language formation and its abstract development. My brother asked if it was too early for me to read this at the age of 7. We just laughed. The 4 seasons keep rotating. I welcome the 7th spring of my life, the season in which I was born. Princess Aisha, you have gone too far. I opened my heart to my new family, and I decided to show my abilities from the age of 3. I asked my mom for a book, so I started learning letters. I just pretended that I was learning. Everyone was delighted with me. I also showed them that I could already write. They really liked it. And I also wrote Mom and Dad. Then slowly learn the Elmir language and read the comic no longer. Start learning ancient letters. Recently, I am especially interested in spirits. Since the spirits' history hadn't appeared for a long time, they were found in the Royal Library. The records of it in ancient letters are much more diverse, so if I knew the ancient script, I would be able to read more about spirits. I'm worried that I'm too outstanding even though I'm not the successor. But telling me to lie in bed every day and study a few things is too frustrating. Those in the royal family who failed me as a genius only looked at myself to be a competitor for successor. Of course my brother was not among them. His position is very strong. My brother came to me and asked, "Besides these dry books, Do you want to read comics? Come to think of it, his appearance has changed a lot taller and lower voice. The 5 senses become clear so it looks cool. I have read all of children's stories. Since I was young, my brother asked me, "Did you draw this? Cute rabbits. You draw better than me." Looking at his amazement is so fun. Actually, the only reason I want to learn spirits is because of one thing: to avenge the Edenbell Empire. Fortunately, even though I'm in the Elmir Empire, I can easily get information about the Edenbell Empire. The relationship between the 2 Collintries for a few years was has, then a few years was friendly and harmonious, but perhaps there is still a grudge against each other. Marianne has been honored as a saint. Brother Rakias plans to have a crown prince enthronement ceremony this year. I'm dead, but you guys still live well. When I lived as Princess Edenbell, I never saw a spirit. When I take revenge, my spiritist identity will become a trump card. But then what is that thing? Mariana's bloody eyes. Sometimes I feel like Aisha is older than me. Maybe it's because of the feeling because you're smarter than me. You're a genius too. No one in this empire can match your spearmanship, moreover. You practice every day. I asked if the wind is too strong. "Brother, can we go downstairs?" My brother said that everything is fine and if it's hard for me, that I can rely on him. "Okay," I said. After the garden, I returned to the palace and waited for my mother. The Elmer Empire has a big event every season. Ceremonies in the spring, the summer solstice in the summer, hunting festival in the fall, and New Year's celebration in winter. Only week left until Tie Day, festival to send grateful to the gods. We are also busy preparing for the biggest events in a year, and my mother as the Empress is of course very busy. The spring ceremony is coming, but now that she comes to find me, she must have something to say. I really want to see Mommy. How are you lately? Mom said it was hard for her when she didn't see her Aisha for 4 days. Mom, how do you prepare for the ceremony? It's still the same. Only problem is it's the same every time. So everyone gets a bit bored. I want to organize something new, but I can't think of it yet. Mom asked me. Do you remember the scholar Olmin who came before? Yes, academic professor of Elmir Empire. Right. Was there a problem with your learning assessment, or it was because I answered too shallow? Aisha the scientist repeated over and over again, that you an excellent child. He said that you are a genius secular. I feel so pressured. I should have answered more silly. Aisha, what do you want to do in the future? You are very smart. Do you remember the admiration of the woman who came to teach you? But it wasn't until I heard the scholar's words that I felt worried about what I should let you do in the future. Anything. If you want to do something, I will help you tell the Majesty. Mum decided that she was in a hurry by asking me about the future and told me not to rush to answer. She invited me to make friends with other children, deciding that new acquaintances would help me decide on the future. I asked if my father and brother would mind. Mum said she would talk to them. Evening came. I was alone in the room and thought about the words of my mother and brother. But if I want revenge, I will have to do everything alone. I don't want to burden my family. That's why I have to master spirit arts. Focus on what I can do first. I came to the library. There are so many books there. I can't read it all. I finally finished my elementary ancient book yesterday. It was difficult, but I learned the basic vocabulary. Thanks to the principle of composition, I can guess the meaning by looking at the structure. All that remains is to practice, so I rushed to the ancient bookshelf. But the elementary level is still not enough, right? I don't know more than half even in the royal library that collected all the books of the empire. There were very few ancient bookshelves. All are very old books. There is no other way, the only way to find them all. I don't know if he can find the book I'm looking for. Suddenly I found a book of spirits. I was very happy. If I can study it, I can practice. I wanted to read this book as soon as possible, but the spirits pointed me to another book. I asked, "Is this book about magic?" And the spirits told me that I needed to read this book that they showed me. Maybe my ability is limited. That's why I can only exchange a few sentences with the spirits, but I can't really talk. But what if the spirit called me so harshly? Well, there must be a reason. I took these 2 books and went to start studying them. But on the way I met my brother. He called me and said that these books are for studying ancient languages. I said that I want to learn ancient languages and I want to try to do it. My brother told me I heard that the scholar Almin just dropped by. Did he call you a genius? My sister is really good. Aunt Iris has also thought a lot about your future. But don't worry too much about it. You just do what you want. We will support you no matter what. I said that I had things to do and I would go, but I had a feeling that he guessed about my secret. All this reminds me of some fairy tale, a connection with spirits and my rebirth. I can't even tell anyone. I started reading a book about spirits. I really liked this book, although I did not understand what was written there. But I realized that the wizards disappeared because of participation in the battle between spirits. But nothing is said here about people who see spirits from birth, I thought. Who am I? I have no one to consult, so I do not know what to do with this ability. I found the page with the summoning of spirits. Finally, I found it. Here is the information about summoning spirits that I was looking for. To summon spirits, the user needs mana and spirit. If you have those 2 things, the most important one, it is the contract formation. This is a magical contact that has existed since ancient times and is able to connect spirits with this world. Really, with these I can summon spirits. Then the spirit contract. But this book doesn't mention the spirit contract at all. Those who want to summon spirits, in this special event, let's buy books about spirit formation. What the hell is kidding me? I thought I'd learn more about spirits and summoning spirits. But since there's no spirit summoning, I don't know what to do. The person who wrote this book must be a fraud. Stop right here, so people can find books about spirit formation. The spirits began to calm me down. They are right. I'm too worried. It's okay. I need to rest a little. Wait, but the spirit showed me another book. I have to read it to her. It says a contract for summoning a lower spirit. That's it. That's what I need. I want to try to summon a spirit using the method I saw earlier in the book. Firstly, prepare for the contract of the spirit formation. Second, if the user lacks magic, prepare the magic stone. And thirdly, if there are not enough skills, then you need to team up with top-level wizards. And when the contract is drawn up, you need to put your hand on it and say, "The spirits create all things, come and be my strength." As soon as I said that, it became light in the room. I was surprised to see what would happen next, and saw a fairy that glowed golden, and she asked me, "Did I call her?" I said yes, and the fairy replied that I had signed a contract with her and she would serve me. I was very surprised and happy. "Hello, owner. I am the low-level light spirit Lu." I asked if the spirit has your body changed. "Yes, my master. When contracted, the spirits will have an entity that resides in this world. My dear friend who has been with me since I was very young. Turns out your name is Lu. But is it this easy to sign a spirit contract? It's not that easy to make a contract with spirits. However, because the master's adaptive ability is far superior to others, it is only possible to summon you in one go. Master, do you know how her Pru vertical bar aimed to be summoned here? Now I can clearly hear the voice just now echoing in my head. Moreover, such a long conversation. Lu, if you can speak fluently like this, why not talk a little earlier? Originally. If the spirits weren't summoned, especially low-level spirits are in their natural state, so almost no one is aware of their own self. But after summoning you, Lu told me that after I summoned her, our souls connected and she acquired this appearance. She introduced herself again and said that her name was Lu. I also introduced myself, asked her if she knew me or not. Lu replied that she had always known since childhood. The master is always cute and affectionate. Just being by your side makes me happy. Besides, how famous is the master? Lu praised me and let slip about the king of spirits, clarified what kind of king of spirits, but Lu said that I wanted to know a lot and she didn't tell me anything. I was even more intrigued. I am the only one in this world who can see the spirits of light. But who is the king of light? I really wanted to know more and asked Lu to tell me everything she knows. I started shaking her and asking her to tell me more and more about the spirits of light and the king. I asked how you can see higher class spirits and how to summon them. Lu asked to let her go and started talking. She said that all spirits can be summoned in the same way. You can summon any spirit if there is a summoner whose magic has similarities with the desired spirit, and most importantly, get approval from the spirit itself. If the soul is a vessel in which mana is collected, then mana is water that fills the vessel, so the larger the vessel and the more water in it, the easier it is to summon spirits of a higher rank. But now I am too young and I have too little magical power. First, the spirit responds with maximum compatibility. I had a close connection with the spirits of light, that's why I appeared. I think I'm starting. Understand what Lu is telling me. There were cookies on the table and Lu asked me for permission to eat them, so I allowed her. I asked Lu how to increase my magic power then. First of all, at the present stage, in order to summon spirits, not only the magic power, but also the adaptive ability must increase little by little, and if to talk more about the spirits of light. Then there are the middle-level spirits Limi, the high-level spirits Ludian, the top-level spirits Lonian, and the spirit king was called Luminous. What? I asked. Luminous is the name of the god of light. In Elmir, the first god was most revered. It is the god of light Luminous. I told him that we worship the god of light. Luminous is the god that brings victory and glory. The spring festival is organized in honor of the god of light to give him prayers. Lu began to tell me what happened before. Long ago, when the world was still in turmoil, the Creator God made day and night, and therein the Spirit Kings were born. Later, as time passed, the names of the palace kings were changed in it. Mr. Luminous is sometimes called the ruler of light, sometimes called the enemy of darkness, and now it is called the god of light. Then the story that all the gods are spirits is not true. Because they all look down on the world together, sometimes people get confused. Is that so? Even now, I still believe like iron that Luminous is a god. It turned out that he was a spirit, not a god. Having understood this information, I thought and figured out how I could help my mom. I went to my mom. I'm sure Mom will be thrilled too. I was very happy to see Mom and Dad. I shouted at Mom and Dad and suggested that they arrange a holiday for the spirits at the spring festival. Looking out the window, I saw that the rain still does not end, and it really seems to have been coming since I appeared in the Imperial Palace in this form, since I learned about the King of Spirits on the day I summoned Lu. I was at the palace every day making plans for the spring festival. Fortunately, my mother really liked the plan that I came up with. My father also praised me for my efforts and patted me on the head. So my plan, with the support of my parents, should have been implemented without any problems. Lu was also happy about the opening of the festival. First of all, this is an event for spirits, so the King of the Spirits of Light should also appreciate the Spring Festival. People need to know more about spirits. I wanted to find out what the King of Spirits is. Eliu started telling me about the Spirit King. She said that he is very strong, very handsome, and very cool. He is known as the most beautiful among the creatures created by the Creator. Outwardly, he looks like a human man, but he is incomparably beautiful. His face is impossible to forget. He has bright golden hair and the same color eyes, as if filled with light golden eyes and hair. I asked. I thought that I could not meet the King of Spirits, but listening to Lu. Maybe I can also summon the King of Spirits. There was not a single person in this world who could summon the Spirit King. What? How so? Is it because of magic? I asked. Lu replied that no one in the world had ever possessed such magical power to summon the King of Spirits. Luna started repeating what she had said earlier. How to summon the Spirit King. I asked what if I added the power of a magic stone when summoning a spirit? Will the power still be insufficient? Lu replied that the magic stone is secondary. It can compensate for the lack of magical power when summoning spirits of medium or high class, but it is not capable of more. I was upset that such a powerful spirit can't be summoned so easily. Nevertheless, I like light magic. That's why I feel such closeness. I remembered again how I was in prison. I saw Isis reaching out to me. I wonder what the Isis brother is doing now. You say Crown Prince Isis? I know my brother is busy, but it's the first time I haven't seen him for so long. Recently, Isis has been very keen on fencing. He trained in the rain. That's why he caught a cold, the maid blurted out. What? A cold? Is he sick? How serious is it? I asked the maid to tell me about my brother's illness, but she didn't want to tell me because the principal ordered her not to do it. What? But Brother Isis always visited me when I was sick. He didn't care that he might get sick. I thought that I wouldn't go to my brother if it was a secret, and he didn't want me to visit him. I don't like it when my brother hides something from me. My brother would also like me to give him advice, and he could rely on me, because no matter how difficult it is, I want to be strong. I decided to write him a letter. I thought, I've never written a letter to my brother. I'll tell him about my feelings. I also want to be strong for my brother. I remembered how he was always kind to me, how he loved me. Therefore, do not worry if I write him a letter. He will only be happy. I started writing a letter, and thoughts about my brother did not leave me. I remembered again and again how my brother loved me and ran to protect me. And when he got sick, I wanted it to be easier for him. And he felt my love for him. My brother helped me be happy, and I want him to get well. With thoughts of my brother, I continued to write a letter. I wonder how he feels. I hope that I will find out soon. I believe that everything will be fine. What will happen next with the princess? If this story is of interest to you, I will continue. Thanks for watching.